This video is closed captioned. England is one of the most visited countries in Europe, and London in particular. One of the most visited cities, and it's easy to see why. It's the home of fish and chips, the Beatles, David Beckham, Big Ben, and much more. Home of one of the world's most publicly followed royal families, the country holds a lot of charm and history. As with anywhere you find yourself traveling, there are things you'll want to ensure you do and a few things to avoid. If you follow these tips, you'll be sure to have an enjoyable and unforgettable trip to England. First, let's cover the things that you should make sure to do when you're abroad in England. Bring an umbrella. In 2020 and most years, rainfall hits England nearly 50% of the year. England is known for its drizzly weather, so make sure you're prepared if the clouds and moisture move inland. Use your inside voice. This tip is particularly helpful for travelers hailing from the United States. One of the most common complaints from the British and many other Europeans is that Americans are simply too loud. This is particularly grating indoors, such as public transportation, restaurants, theaters, and offices, where people are more or less stuck and subject to an assault on the senses. Be punctual. The British place a high value on punctuality. Therefore, it's considered rude to be late, even by a few minutes. It isn't that unforeseen circumstances like missed transportation, child temper tantrums, or traffic don't plague the British. They just plan for it better than most. Similarly, if you received an invitation to attend a party, event, or visit someone at home, let them know as soon as possible if you'll be attending and then follow through. Respect pub culture. Travelers to England might not even be aware that pub culture exists, but make no mistake. Certain time-honored traditions will set you apart from tourists if you are in the know. When in a group, it's customary to buy rounds of drinks. Each person takes turns buying drinks for the group and acts as the waiter for the round. And if the drink order contains any requests for Guinness or other stouts, make sure those are the first drinks ordered. They pour slowly, so it's efficient and respectful of the bartender's time. Use TKTS for theater tickets. TKTS is the official London theater ticket booth and offers discounts and last-minute theater tickets. If you can be flexible with the days you see shows, this is a great way to avoid paying full price. Tickets are available for same-day showings, next day, and sometimes up to a week in advance. They also sell theater tokens, which are essentially gift vouchers that can be used throughout England. With over 240 theaters and no expiration date, they're a safe bet for those planning to use the theater in the future. Be a groundling at Shakespeare's Global Theatre. Historically, groundlings were those too poor to purchase tickets to the theatre in 17th century England, as they could stand in the central pit in front of the stage and enjoy the view for free. It might have been considered a lower-class experience, usually crowded and uncomfortable, but they were great seats. Today, you can experience the same thing, although less packed together. You can purchase a groundling ticket for less than a pint of beer, and it's an experience that should not be missed. Check out the museums. England has an expansive collection of museums. You could spend weeks in the country and still not see all of them. The three most popular are the Tate Modern, Natural History Museum, and British Museum. Tate Modern is an art museum that houses contemporary art pieces, as the name suggests. The Natural History Museum is located on Exhibition Road in South Kensington and has numerous specimens on display. Lastly, the British Museum is dedicated to human and cultural history. The museum's permanent collection has over 8 million artifacts and regularly hosts visiting exhibits covering a variety of topics. Be polite on public transportation. This entry applies to public transportation all over the world and should be common sense. Unfortunately, people can be impatient, so it bears repeating. When waiting for a bus, train, ferry, or any other sort of transportation, be courteous to those exiting the ride. Allow leaving travelers to disembark before clamoring on to try and stake out a seat. It's not worth the dirty looks or potentially blocking someone from getting off at their stop. Now, let's talk about the things that you shouldn't do while you're in England. Don't get offended if someone calls you dear, love, or duck. Terms of endearment are often specific to a culture or location, and England is no exception. The British are often guilty of being extremely friendly to strangers, using terms of endearment like this even when they don't know someone well. The best response is to say your please and thank yous with a smile and accept it for what it is, a cultural nicety. Don't drive on the wrong side of the road. England is certainly in the minority when it comes to the directional flow of traffic. Unlike most of the world, the British drive on the left side of the road instead of the right. The tradition predates motorized transportation. During the Middle Ages, travel along roads was a risky prospect. Traveling on the left side of the road left the right hand free to use a sword or other weapons for self-defense. Make sure to adjust the way you move through England as a pedestrian. Instead of looking left, right, left, switch it up to right, left, right as a best safety practice. Don't confuse Tower Bridge and London Bridge. Situated next to each other along the River Thames, Tower Bridge and London Bridge are often confused. But when looking at them side by side, it's easy to see that they look nothing alike. London Bridge has a nursery rhyme dedicated to it. Remember that it's falling down. Falling down? It has been rebuilt multiple times over its 2,000-year history. On the other hand, the Tower Bridge has never been rebuilt since it was opened in 1894. It's designed to look even older with a distinct medieval feeling. The Tower Bridge is also home to the Tower Bridge Experience, which allows visitors to walk across the covered walkway on top of the bridge. Don't badmouth the Queen or the royal family. The majority of British citizens support the British monarchy and would like to see it continued. As such, they are fiercely loyal to the royal family, and especially the Queen, who just celebrated 70 years of sitting on the throne. While support is slowly declining, with increasing support for an elected head of state, it would be in poor taste to speak disparagingly of the royal family around the British people. They generally feel the monarchy is good for Britain, and even when scandal creates a source of embarrassment, it's best not to bring up that gossip as the main conversation piece. Don't assume your drinks will be served ice cold. Fast food chains and many establishments globally use ice to their advantage, filling cups to the brim, reducing the volume of beverage that is ultimately served to the customer and reducing the establishment's costs. But this isn't the case in England. Ice never got a strong foothold in England or the rest of Great Britain, so don't assume your water will come with enough ice to cause condensation on the glass. You can undoubtedly ask for ice, but most Brits prefer a warm drink since it's the norm. So just be aware and adjust your expectations. Your server most likely is not trying to be stingy. Don't ask personal questions. While we mentioned earlier that the British could be extremely friendly, even with strangers, that doesn't mean they want to unload their life stories, nor do they want to hear yours right off the bat. The British are much more comfortable keeping levels of privacy, so it's best not to ask prying questions. Getting too personal is considered extremely rude, and you'll likely get a short or sarcastic answer for your troubles. Of course, everyone is different, and there will be exceptions, but as a best practice, don't expect to talk for hours with someone about their personal history. That does it for our list today. We hope this has helped you prepare to be a better traveler when you find yourself in England. Have you been to England? Or do you live in England? What tips did we miss on our list? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, please make sure to hit the like button and consider subscribing to our channel for regular video uploads to quench your thirst for travel. Until next time.